What's up, guys? I'm back and I got a new gun to talk about, kind of. Before we get into it, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Maxx Guns, MADDMAXX Guns. It gives you behind the scenes look at everything and a little heads up as to what's going to be coming down the pipe. If you followed me already, you probably would have seen this at some point. Also, make sure you subscribe for obvious reasons. Let's dive into this. This is going to be a quicker video. I'm not going to dive too much into the performance of it. I just wanted to give a little introduction to the gun, go overview, and why it is here. So, if you didn't see the video that I did of SCAR versus the just as good AR-10, we came to the conclusion that obviously the just as good AR is not just as good as a SCAR. I kind of did that as like a satire-y thing, because like you should automatically know that one's not as good as the other. And then at the end of the video I talked about how I wanted to see if I could make an AR-10 actually just as good or better than a SCAR. That is how this came about. The only thing that is the same from this gun to the gun in that video is the barrel. It's the barrel. So I'm going to start at the back, make my way forward, talk a little bit about it, but there's going to be more videos on this coming down the pipe once all the testing is complete. I've done a lot of shooting with it, a little bit of accuracy shooting, but we'll get into it. In the back here we got the B5 System sound mod stock, probably my favorite stock that if I'm not worrying about, you know, weight or anything, this is probably my favorite stock. I've had a couple of them in the past, but I haven't used one on a gun in a while, and I'm happy I went back to it. Back here, got the Mad Max sticker. If you want some, slide in the DMs on the Instagram. We'll talk about it. But moving forward, surprisingly enough, have a Primary Arms PA-10 buffer tube. I actually had that laying around from like a long time ago, so it's getting used. Back here we got a Magpul QD base plate, doesn't actually get used. On the inside here, I'm actually using the H2 buffer. We got an Aero M5 carbine buffer spring. Upper receiver is a fully assembled Aero M5 upper. It came with the forward assist, which a lot of people on AR-10s think mess it up. I think it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, as with a lot of things. Same thing with the dust cover came on there already, which is very nice. Bolt carrier group is a Brownells AR-308. I've had no problems with it. Cleans up quite nice. It has a phosphate finish. It's dirty now, but that doesn't matter. Now in the lower, got the Aero M5 lower down here as well. Got an Aero M5 parts kit with a Geissele 2-stage enhanced trigger. So it's Geissele's budget version of a SSAE, right? So it's not necessarily budget, it just, they don't go through the same quality control and all that, but it's the same clean brake and everything. Has a nice take up, smooth to get to the clean brake, and there it is. The reset is nice and buttery as well. I believe it's 3.5 pound combined pull, but yeah, great trigger. Can't beat it. Lower parts kit, Aero M5, BCM Mod 0, I believe. Vertical has the vertical angle that I like. Don't really have to talk about it too much. So up top here, this is what I believe is my limiting factor for accuracy. However, we'll get to accuracy in a little bit. It is a Vortex Viper PST Gen 1, right? It is a 2.5 to 10. That's probably going to get changed out eventually. I would like to put like a loopholed. I've been on a Mark IV kick, so if anybody knows anybody that has a 3.5 to 10 loopholed, hit me up. But this sits in a Aero light mount. No issues there. Nice and light. Pretty popular. A lot of people like them. Now over here, if you can see over here, we have a T-Rex Arms offset mount with a Delta Point Pro. I did a video on that mount in particular a little while back, and if you saw it, you saw that they actually had some production problems with it. The tolerances on the screws were off, so they ended up sending me all my money back for that, and they're going to send me another one. And this is like a testament to their customer service. A lot of people hate on T-Rex Arms. I mean, have your own opinion on that, but they sent out $100 gift cards to everyone for having to wait too long to get their free mount after getting refunded for this mount. I mean that's customer service. Anyway, moving forward. As you saw in the video, most of my shooting was done with this, out to 100 yards. I'm probably going to end up just putting a red dot on this if I don't get the loophole that I want. It shoots so smooth, just like a regular, well-tuned AR-15 carbine, like a 16-inch barrel like this is, where I don't think it needs a variable power optic. So if I struggle too long to find a Mark IV at a decent price, I'll probably end up just dropping a red dot on it, and it'll be good to go. Alright, so the handguard here is the Centurion Arms Battle Axe. Centurion Arms is a company made by, I forget his name, he's some Navy SEAL that was a sniper and famously good on a Mark 12, and then he made his own version of Mark 12. Neither here nor there. This is the Battle Axe. It has CME mounts on the side, which the only reason I bought this is like on clearance. I would probably prefer M-LOK, but the CME is pretty neat. It screws instead of like regular M-LOK stuff. But finding mounts for this isn't that easy anymore. It's kind of going the wayside along with the key mod, because key mod's whack. Don't at me. Anyway, won't talk much more on this. It's a sick handguard, really comfortable. It doesn't heat up that fast, and very controllable. And I don't know. I would recommend this. Probably the M-LOK version, but either way, great handguard. Moving forward, so we went from a Centurion Arms handguard to a Criterion barrel. It is the 16-inch M118 LR chambered rifle length gas system, which we'll talk about in a second. It's just, you can find them on Brownells. Really good barrel. I've never heard anything bad about Criterion. They make barrels for everything, Remington 700 blanks, all that stuff. M1As, M4 barrels from anywhere from like 20 inches on down to like 10 and a half. Great barrels. Never heard anybody could say anything bad about them. I don't have any complaints here. But as for the rifle length on a 16-inch barrel, I was having reliability issues with the way I had the AR-10 set up in the last video. It wasn't taken to like milsurp ammo too well, like the lighter stuff. I think that was probably on something was done wrong on my side, right? It shot new factory ammo well, but it didn't cycle old stuff. I went through and did everything really carefully on this, like torqued everything to spec instead of just going with the German spec of Gutentight. And I've had literally one failure on this at all, and it stovepiped. So like almost a failure to eject, but just got stuck coming out. That was the only failure I've had, or malfunction period, with this gun in this setup so far. So I'm here for it, right? So rifle length gas system helps with the dwell time, or it lowers the dwell time, making the recoil less, and then this whole system is just super flat and comfortable to shoot. And it might not be comfortable to shoot around. That was quite the segue, because I have the Surefire SOCOM muzzle brake. This thing spits flames, it's loud, lots of pressure. It's probably the second most obnoxious gun to be shot around, behind only the Golden Gun. This is obnoxious in every way, shape, and form, on purpose. We'll talk about this later. Anywho, so that is the setup of this rifle. Accuracy wise, this was me shooting without a stable platform. I just had it on a bag and no rear bag or anything like that, and it was shooting 1.5-inch groups with match grade ammo. I truly believe that with the right ammo, it liked 168 grain, it liked 175 too, but I feel like shooting from an actual rest with the rear bag, it would tighten it down probably a lot closer to 1 inch. Do I think this is going to be like a 1/2-inch gun all day with with military surplus? No. This is probably, at best, an MOA gun, and that's fine, because this is like a fighting carbine battle rifle. It's light, it's maneuverable, and it's flat shooting, like super flat shooting, and I think that's all you can ask for, especially in what I've named Big Thumper here. Get it? Because, you know, Thumper, and it was a rabbit, so it was fast. Haha. Anyway, this is the original overview of this video. We're going to do a lot more testing with this and probably switching out optics and whatnot throughout the testing, and stay tuned for all that. Thanks for watching. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe like I said in the beginning of the video. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, as always, eat a dick. And got some videos here for you that you might like around here somewhere. And I'll see you next time. If you got any questions or anything, make sure you drop them in the comments, and peace out.